So welcome back to Afrobeat Radio at WBAI at 99.5 FM in New York City. I'm Wuyi Jacobs, your host for the first hour of Afrobeat Radio. And I have a very special guest for you. She is Miss Leila Ndiaye. She's the executive chair of the AfriCaribbean Diaspora Alliance. Leila Ndiaye has over 20 years of experience as an African affairs expert and as an accomplished senior policy and business strategist. She participates at the African Caribbean Diaspora, I think. She's going to tell us more about that, in shaping and operating business strategies. She's also responsible for monitoring and ensuring effective relationships with the public and private sectors. Welcome to Afrobeat Radio. It's good to have you with us.
Good to be with you tonight. Good evening, Wuyi and Tim.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting me.
Oh, you're most welcome, and thank you for joining us. We know you are busy. You are actually working on something very special, something that many of us have thought about, and occasionally, out of frustration, we would say certain things about it, which we'll come to. But first, the African Caribbean Diaspora Alliance the AfriCaribbean, which I assume is African Caribbean. Sounds exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also, while you're at it, tell us about yourself and how you came to chair what looks like quite an august organization.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about the AfriCaribbean Diaspora Alliance, which actually was co-founded by myself and other colleagues from different sectors, but we all have a common heritage, history, and goals in terms of making sure we partner, Africa, the Caribbean, and the global Africa. So we started the AfriCaribbean Alliance last year, I would say last November. It was a project, and that project became reality by the beginning of 2024. And this alliance is dedicated to building an economically vibrant and interconnected regional partnership that aims to promote trade, investment, and shared prosperity for between Africa, the Caribbean, and global Africa. Myself, I'm Leila Ndiaye. I have over 20 years of expertise. I'm known as a senior policy expert, also a business strategist. I used to be the head of the Africa department at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Actually, I was a senior director for policy there. Then I served as president and CEO of IGD, the late IGD Initiative for Global Development, and had my days at Bastion, a cybersecurity company, and served there as executive vice president for government affairs and also business strategy. I currently I'm an advisor also at McClarty Associates. I've been there for the past 7 years, and I have my own company called L&T Global Network here in Washington, D.C. that is specializing in advising public and private sector, both in the U.S. and Africa. So this is a little bit about myself and this alliance. Most of all the team members share the same, I would say, background, because we all have more than 20 years of expertise in our sectors. Me as a policymaker, and we have also those who are senior communication experts. I can name my colleague Shanta Brian Giant, that everybody knows, and others.
So
I hope I gave enough information.
Yes, you gave plenty. Thank you.
Okay. But most importantly, when I said we share a common heritage, we are all from part of the global Africa.
Yes. But how did you come to the AfriCaribbean Diaspora Alliance?
Well, it started with an inspiration. We're inspired by AfroExim Bank and leaders such as Professor Orama, who is the president of AfroExim Bank, and also Prime Minister Mia Mottley from Barbados. 3 years ago, they launched the AfriCaribbean Trade and Investment Forum in Barbados. We were there. And then last year when Guyana followed, their initiative in Guyana, and this is when this idea came into fruition, because we needed to create an alliance that will not only will have members of the private sector from Africa, from the Caribbean, but needed to add the U.S. piece. So this is where we come.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about what is the African Caribbean Diaspora Alliance? What does the organization do?
That's what we do. We promote trade, investment, and making sure and we create jobs for these regions, because we have realized that most of these regions share common challenges, but not just challenges, but they share also common development goals. And the main purpose of this alliance is to make sure that we promote economic growth in in all these regions, and create jobs
in the Caribbean and on the continent,
and on the continent, and specifically addressing issues such as creating jobs for the youth and women.
There's a conference a symposium that you are planning in the Bahamas, and I actually had kind of hinted about it in my introduction, and I had said that some of us are sometimes frustrated about certain aspects, this particular issue, and if from time to time you hear somebody, there was a soccer player, a very well-known one in Europe, that said Africans should come together and create their own league, right? Because we say that I myself have said it on this radio show years ago, that it's time for us to do something about that. So there's a recognition that there is a business potential and opportunity behind sports, right? And here you are putting together a symposium that brings together the business of sports, trade, and investment, and job growth, as you describe it. Can you tell us something about that symposium?
Yeah, thank you. So we're hosting this symposium on June 14th in Nassau, and it's going to be actually our symposium is an official side event of the Afrexim Bank's annual meetings and Active 2024. And this year, this is our inaugural symposium, and the theme is accelerating trade, investment, and job growth in Africa and the Caribbean through sports and entertainment business ecosystems. And this symposium will explore the dynamic intersection of sports, culture, and business in driving growth, job creation, and economic prosperity in both regions. I like the fact that you mentioned that Africa has been producing a lot of talents, but unfortunately, these talents have been not, contributing to Africa's economic growth. And this forum will definitely address these kind of issues. And it is valid not only for Africa, but also for the Caribbean. Both regions have provided the world with unbelievable talents, right? And we're going to also talk about numerous opportunities that exist in the sports value chains for job creation, and also the numerous opportunities that exist in the creative industries. So maybe you want me to talk a little bit about the different topics that we'll address.
Well, yeah, you took it right out of my mouth.
Okay, good. So, we're going to have it's a 2-hour session. So this forum starts at 3 p.m. and ends at 5. We're going to have 3 panel sessions. And the first one will be on unlocking investment potential, building thriving sports. That's the topic. Building thriving sports facilities and entertainment districts. And the second panel will talk about technology, innovation nexus, sports technology and creative industries in Africa and the Caribbean. And the last panel will close with a fireside panel entitled Accelerating Trade, Investment and Job Growth in Africa and the Caribbean through the Sports and Business and Entertainment Ecosystems.
Mm-hmm. And is this symposium open to the public?
It is open to the public. So as I said earlier, it is an official side event of the Active 2024 and AfroEximBank annual meetings. So whomever is registered to the annual meetings and Active 2024 has direct access to our event. And we have also on our website, www.AfriCaribbeanAlliance.com, the registration link. Oh, so it is free.
Okay, it's free, and it's also in the Bahamas. We should tell people that.
It is.
It's
it is in Nassau at the Bahama Convention Center.
Okay, in Bahamas. That must be nice to be able to go to.
It's going to be great, right?
Yeah.
Hope you can join us.
Well, I was
be my guest.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
But is the event going to be streamed?
It is going to be.
Oh, okay.
It is going to be.
It's going to be streamed. All right. So
yes, it is.
Excellent. So, who are the kinds of people that will be on the panels? What kind of people are you expecting to speak on the issues that is to be spoken on? Yes.
So we are expecting African and Caribbean government officials and private sector leaders, sport figures, and tech innovators. And they will come and present insights and case studies on the different topics that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to have the AU ambassador to the US who will deliver opening remarks. We'll have Madame Denise Laurent-Monté, who is the former White House special advisor at the National Security Council for Africa, but currently is the president's executive director for the new presidential. What is the name of this organization? It's called the President's Advisory Council, the new council. Sorry. The President's Advisory Council on Africa Diaspora Engagement. So Denise Laurent-Monté will be present. We'll have the Honorable Samuel Duggins, who is the Minister of Sports and Creative Industries and Entertainment and Arts from St. Kitts and Nevis. We have Mr. Rick Wade, who is the Senior Vice President at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We have Claire Akamanzi, who is the CEO of NBA Africa, Simon Chemtore, who is the CEO of Lilium Capital and owner of Vista Bank, Dana Sims, who is the founder of Daisy Blue Films and also producer of Erykah Badu, 50 Cent, and etc. So we have a lot of people. I also will have Stephen Hodge, who is the CEO of Otera, the largest streaming platform, and Desiree Kouasso, who is the president of France Esports. So we have really a lot of people who are coming, dignitaries coming from Africa, coming from the Caribbean, who are going to talk about these subjects that are dear to all of us.
So you have a lot of decision makers coming to the...
And policymakers.
And policymakers, all right. Can I please send you a message for them?
Please.
Can I give you a message for them?
Please.
Okay. You know, Africa has 5 regions, right? And the diaspora is the 6th region, right? We need a basketball league that spans the continent, the 6 regions. We need a soccer league, international league, that spans, right? And we believe we have the population and the young people that can provide the back-end business. So please help us tell them that it's time.
Okay, I think people are working on something similar.
Oh, have you
time
heard?
will tell.
Have you heard
Time
stuff?
will tell. Time will tell.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Well,
time will tell.
All right. So, if our listeners want to find more information about this important event, because it's very important, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where can they find some more information?
Yes. So, AfriCaribbean Alliance.com. I'm going to send you the link right now.
All right. And they can also find out on Afrobeat Radio. Actually, I should say Afrobeat Journal, because we posted, information about today's show. So you can find it on afrobeatjournal.org, and we'll make sure that we send the link to your page. So
Thank you so much.
So they can find it there. But this is a very, very important event. What do you hope to achieve? What do you hope to come out of it?
Well, it's what I hope, first of all, is success, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're taking a big initiative, and this alliance is really gearing up to launch a series of transformative engagements. Mm-hmm. And this initiative that we are doing right now is a strategic one, and because we are focusing on a key growth sector, right, that will bolster economic engagement and incorporation between Africa, the Caribbean, and global Africa. But we are going to, in the near future, organize symposiums of the kind and address other sectors such as oil and gas, renewable energy, health, digital economy, infrastructure, education, agribusiness, etc. So all our engagements have we have for mission really to lay the foundation for continuous economic cooperation between Africa, the Caribbean, and the broader diaspora, and all in alignment with the agenda of the African Union 2063, and of course aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
All right, that sounds very lofty, and we wish you the best of the journey, and enjoy the Bahamas while you're there.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful country. I haven't been there yet, but I know it's a beautiful country.
Me neither. It's going to be my first time.
All right. So
yeah. So I reiterate my invitation. Be my guest.
Thank you so much. One more time before you go. Before you go, your website address before you go.
Yes, I sent it. It's AfriCaribbeanAlliance.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wuyi, and thank you for hosting me tonight.
It's a real pleasure. Please come back again.
Thank you.
Yes. We've been talking to Leila Ndiaye, the Executive Chair of the AfriCaribbean Diaspora Alliance. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to Mr. Bisi Adedokun, the founder and CEO of Oroki app. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break with Lonely at the Top from Ashake. Stay tuned and enjoy.